Hi, I'm Tony Lavish, the metaphysician, and thank you for watching my video. So tonight's video is called The 7 Universal Principles, How to Create Your Reality, and this is principle number 4, the Law of Polarity. I am halfway through the series now, and I wanted to say that this Law of Polarity, if you don't learn any of the other laws, like this law is one that you can use, is one that I would, if I didn't learn any other laws, I would learn the law of polarity. And especially during these times, because things are kind of out of control. There's so much going on. And if you want to be sure that you are in control of yourself, in control of your own emotions, in control of your own mind, if you want to be sure of that, then you have to use these principles. You have to monitor your thoughts. You have to have like a guard at the gate, so to speak. Because if you don't, then your mind is being carried away with every wind of doctrine through the mob mentality. Okay? So the principle of polarity says everything is dual. Everything has two poles and everything has its opposites. All manifested things are only differing degrees of spirit. Everything that is manifested was spirit first. Spirit being the higher vibration, matter being the lower vibration, but they are still the same thing. Spirit is just a higher vibration, and matter is that spirit that is slowed down, slow enough so that you can see it, taste it, touch it, smell it. They are the same thing. They only differ by degree or vibration. The principle of polarity is operating on every plane: the physical plane, the spiritual plane, and the mental plane. On the spiritual plane, like I said, it's the matter and spirit. That is how it operates on the spiritual plane. When you create something in your thoughts, whether good or bad, it is being created in spirit. And if you focus enough energy or give enough vibration to it, up the pole or down the pole, it will manifest into matter. It is the law. So it is very important that you understand that when spirit, which is your thoughts, your imaginations, your emotions, the things that you are feeling, when you are focused on those, it has to manifest as matter. Spirit and matter are the same thing. Everything you see around you started in the spirit realm of thought. Now, on the physical plane, the law of polarity is operating like bad and good. Is the same thing. Good being the upper vibration of frequency, bad being lower down on the pole, but it is the same thing. Up and down, they are both direction. Up being higher on the pole, down being lower on the pole. But things that seem opposed are the same. And that's very important to remember, because when you are carried away with all the emotions and the things that are going on, and there's so much that your subconscious mind cannot ward it off on its own. So it is your job to make sure that you are watching what you feed your subconscious mind. It is your job to make sure that you are controlling your own mind and you are controlling your own thoughts and emotions. So if you use the law of polarity, the law of polarity is saying that everything is dual. Everything has two purposes, two poles. This is all about mental transmutation. This is mental alchemy. And if you're not controlling your own mind, if you're not controlling your own thoughts, your thoughts can be transmuted to other people, and other people can have their thoughts and their feelings and emotions transmuted to you, because that is the law of polarity. Ideas can be transposed or transmutated by somebody else. And in the perfect law, this is a perfect example of the law of polarity being used to control other people's thoughts. And that is, say you like somebody, you love a person, you can change that. You can transmute love to hate, and you can transmute hate to love. So if somebody says, I love this person is good, and then you hear a news story about this person, and this person did this bad, and then you hear another one and you're bombarded, and at first you're like, oh no, I don't believe it. Then more stories come out and you're like, nah, if he did that, then the more stories and more stories, and you slide down that pole from love to disbelief to anger to whatever, all the way down to you hate the person, and you slide down the scales. And same vice versa, you could hate a person and hear a bunch of good stories about them and be like, oh, he did that, oh, that's nice, he's not so bad at all, and then you could end up loving them. It's all about the differing degrees of polarizing on the scale. So when something bad is happening, if you are being conscious about what your energy is, if you're being conscious about knowing how you are vibrating, and the reason why this is important, your vibration, is because when you are not vibrating high, when you are vibrating low, you are not going in the direction of the things you want in life. You are going away from all that is good and divine and holy and healthy and happy. So make sure that you're always on track. Make sure that you're always in the higher frequencies. It's a hard job. It sounds easy, but it is not. And if you don't have mental discipline, if you don't teach yourself mental discipline, then your mind can be carried away with news stories, this, that, and the third. And that's fine if you want to know about these things and be informed. But when you let them take over your mind and take over your emotions and tell you when to be happy and when to be sad and when to be angry and when to cry and when to laugh, that is not good. If you are in fear, you can definitely raise that to courage. Light and darkness are the same thing. Cold and heat are the same thing. And up and down are the same. They are different degrees of the same thing. How do you move from these degrees? Vibration. The higher vibrations are the higher degrees, are the positives, of course. The higher on the pole, it is the positive. The lower down the pole is the negative. Heat is higher up on the frequency scale than cold. Light is higher up on the frequency scale than darkness, but they are all the same thing. And so you can take this information and you can use it when you're trying to control your emotions. Whatever emotion that you're feeling that is not a healthy emotion, that is negative, you can transmute that to something else if you take the mental time to do it. If it's anger, you can transmute that to disappointment and understanding until you get over it. And like, okay, you can transmute any feeling. If you're trying to watch your thoughts and monitor them, have the guard at the gate, so to speak. If you find yourself focusing on negative energy, use the law of polarity by just focusing on the opposite of what that negative thing is. As soon as you feel yourself focusing on something negative and you notice it, if you switch your mind to the opposite thought and stay on that thought, that is using the law of polarity. That is how simple it is, and that is how easy it is to transmute your mental states from state to state. And another thing is, your states can absolutely be transformed by other people indeed. So it is very important to make sure that you are the keeper at the gate of your own mind, because that is all you have. And if you are swept away or persuaded any other way, that you have not sat down and rationalized and agreed to something that was good for you and decided to move on it on that, if you are angry or upset over something that has nothing to do with your life, and it is causing havoc in your life, it is causing you stress, then you absolutely need to focus your mind and energies on the opposite things, okay? I hope this message was timely. I hope that you guys understand what I am saying. It is definitely time to take control of your own thoughts and your own minds. You know, times are uncertain. Things will never go back to how they were. So it's time to make sure that no matter what is going on, you control your own thoughts. You control your own mind, okay? Again, I am Tony Lavish, the metaphysician, and thank you for watching my video.